My friend 29F has been cheating on her husband 32M. They broke up, but she didn't tell him. Hi everyone. I've never thought I'd make one of these posts, but here we go. Basically the title. One of my best friends, let's call her Anna, 29F, has been cheating on her husband Christoph, 32M, for about 4 months. A bit of background: they've only been married since last September, but have been having problems since before the marriage. Of course I only know Anna's side. She's been dissatisfied with the relationship as a whole. They've been trying to talk it out, but I think she has given up on them since the start. Last week Anna admitted to me that she has been cheating on Christoph on a regular basis since July of this year. Anna met a guy, Hans, for the first time on a festival which she was attending together with her husband and some friends in July. Anna and Hans had time right on the first day and have been meeting up once or twice a week ever since. Hans knows that Anna is married. They're texting a lot too, which Christoph doesn't know either. Anna's recently realized that she's fallen in love with Hans. I've been pushing Anna to confess to Christoph what she did. He's a good guy and it's completely unfair and cruel not to tell him. Yesterday Anna broke up with Christoph, but she couldn't bring herself to confess, because that would break him. I'm disappointed and conflicted. I want to tell Christoph, but Anna only told me and one other friend that she cheated. If I let him know, she'd know it was me, and I would probably lose her as a friend. I'm mad at Anna and what she did was wrong, but I don't want to lose her either. At the same time, knowing all this is eating me alive. I need to do something, but I don't know how to go about this. Please help. Edit. The day after Anna admitted all this to me, we spoke again. She apologized for putting me in this position. BC, I'm not handling it too well mentally. She also told me yesterday that Christoph was cheated on before in a previous relationship, and he didn't cope too well with that, understandably. That's why she couldn't bring herself to tell him. She thinks her admitting it to him would break him completely. Redditors' reactions. Story 2 after. Redditor 1. Tell him he deserves to know so he doesn't chase her back later. Op answer. That's what I think too. He's missing this vital part of information. I thought about making a fake Insta account to tell him, but Redditor 2. I don't want to be friends with people like Anna. If she can do that to her husband, what kind of thing could she do to you? I'd break it off with her, and tell him. Redditor 3. Frankly, I would never trust a person who cheat on their spouses. It shows at length their moral character, judgment lack thereof, and stupidity. If I were you, I would have said to Anna's husband and stopped being friends with her. Op answer. Logically, I know this. I really want him to know. She's never done anything like this, and it does make me look at her differently. But then again, she's still my friend. We've been through tough times together. I wish she'd just tell him. Story 2. Trust your instincts. I was here on Reddit asking for advice years ago with suspicions that my wife was cheating and that the child she was carrying may not be mine. The people on Reddit convinced me that getting a secret paternity test would be the end of our relationship and that honesty is the best policy, so I confronted her with my feelings. You can probably guess what happened next with all the "you don't trust me" and agreeing to go through with the paternity test but with a divorce afterwards. I backed off, and over the next few months her behavior seemed to return to normal, which made me feel like I was just being paranoid before. In hindsight, she probably realized I was onto her. The other day my brother commented on how my son looks so different to me, and it's like everything came rushing back, except this time the niggling feeling didn't go away, so I gave in and got the paternity test. He's not mine, and I've spent the last few years raising someone else's son. I've already spoken to a lawyer, and where I live, paternity can be disputed within 2 years of the initial discovery, which means I'm not totally screwed. My wife doesn't know yet, and I know she frequents Reddit, so I'm not giving any more information. Trust your instincts even when the whole world is telling you that you're mad. Story 3. Wife cheated on me 13 years ago and just decided to tell me. So we've been together like 15 years, married for 11. We have 2 kids who are 8 and 13. Our relationship was good up until about 3 years ago, and we've been in a back and forth argument since about 3 years ago. The fights 3 years ago started because she was uncomfortable with me having female friends. However, these female friends were mutual friends we always hung out with. I wasn't like spending time alone with other women, it was always in a group setting. She felt like I was putting her second. I felt like she was overreacting. Any rational person would feel like she was overreacting, including our therapist. This went on for 3 years, and any time I had any contact with any of our friends' wives, she'd give me a bunch of acid for it. She'd tell me I wasn't respecting her boundaries. This contact with these women could be as simple as conversing with them in our big group text, which my wife is a part of, or liking an FB post or something. I'd had enough of this crap like a week ago, and after a fight over me being FB friends with a female coworker, I kinda lost it on her. I told her that she was being irrational and that any rational person would agree with me. I told her that she has some serious issues and that she needs to get them worked out. For the next few days she was having panic attacks and was just really off. She told me that she needed to tell me something and proceeded to tell me that about 6 months after we got together, after a fight we had, she slept with an ex-boyfriend. I told her I needed some time but that I could probably get past it. The next day she was still having panic attacks. She said that she hadn't been completely transparent. She then proceeded to tell me that the ex-boyfriend story was completely fabricated. She then told me that 13 years ago, months after our son was born, that she went on her lunch break at work to a coworker's house and had time with him. She said that she did this because she liked the attention he gave her. We were in a good place in our relationship at that time and I was giving her plenty of attention. She said that she immediately felt guilty about it and never told me because she didn't want to hurt me. I am not only hurt because she cheated but also because she kept it a secret for 13 years. I love her and she loves me, but I just don't know that I can get over it. I guess I'm just looking for advice from an outside perspective. What do y'all think? Redditor's reaction. Story 4 after. Redditor 1. Sorry brother, but I'd still DNA that 13-year-old. You can't trust a damn thing from her now. Redditor follow up. Sorry brother, but I'd still DNA that 13-year-old. You can't trust a damn thing from her now. And the 8-year-old, she's probably trickle-truthing him right now. Redditor 2, my bet is that this trickle-truth goes much deeper. Chances are high that she slept with this coworker a lot more than just once and probably did and said many things with him that she hasn't revealed yet. There's no chance of a reconciliation if she isn't completely transparent and truly remorseful, not just escaping to panic attacks. It's a pretty big red flag that she made up the story about an ex-BF. Like, think about the thought process that would lead her to think that. Redditor follow up, I'm more concerned with why she's having these panic attacks now. It didn't seem to bother her for 13 years, why is it setting off panic attacks now? Did something else come up? Redditor 3, wow. As you can already figure out, her insecurities with you with female friends, is coming from her cheating and her knowing that she cheated on you. She kept this from you for many years. I will tell you, I've been cheated on my ex with 3 different men. And she's finally gone. I know you say you have children and have tried to work on your relationship. Good luck to you, 'cause it is going to be hell. The only way that you're going to have peace, is to move on. Sorry, but it's the truth. Redditor follow up, based on my personal experience in a similar situation, she is actively cheating on him right now. All of the same behaviors and patterns he describes here. Story 4, infidelity with child involved. 3 months out, still so much pain. This is just gonna be a general rant, I need to just pour it all out every so often. So I'm 3 months out from my 9-year relationship with my wife, we have a toddler together. While I don't have definitive proof of cheating, the timing doesn't lie, and this was at least a monkey branch with emotional affair beforehand. After 3 months I now fully accept my wife as an absolute monster, and always has been. And that she is so good at manipulating that no one, not even me, thought this was a possibility. I never thought I'd say this, but I don't love her anymore, not at all. Even after we separated and she hurt me in so many ways, I didn't stop loving her. It took her kicking me 100 times within the last 3 months before the love died. I've learned so much over the past 3 months, but the pain has been insane. I don't love her anymore, but I am angry that she is happy. I am angry that he is happy, the mutual friend that she left me for. I'm working so hard on not caring. But how can you not? She destroyed our family and everything we worked so hard for, just because our relationship wasn't as exciting as she wanted. I don't love her, and yet the thought of her with him makes my stomach drop still. They live nearby and I have to hear from friends how they see them out together, or how they change their Facebook pics to them together. It makes me just sick at this point, like not sad or mad, just physically sick and drained when those thoughts pop into my head. And here's the worst part. When we separated 3 months ago, she signed away custody of our child because she has mental illness and has abused him in the past. Well, now through a loophole she's trying to go back on it before it's finalized and is trying to get custody of our child because of a childish disagreement we had. I have proof of her abuse and mental illness, but I know how the legal system is and they will give 50-50 custody if at all possible. We have a court date coming up. I try to just let it go and say I'll do my best and whatever happens happens. But I just can't bear the thought of my child living with her and her AP. That is torture, to think of these monsters raising my child together. She has every intention of taking our child to live with him, and it makes me so ducking sick. I am just so depressed because of the possibility of my child being given to them. I can hardly function, and I just sit in my house all day aside from getting food and seeing family occasionally. That is a real-life nightmare, a hell on earth, to have the woman you loved leave for another man, a mutual friend, and then try to take your child to live with him. I just don't know how I can continue on if that happens. It is just torture. Pure torture. Update: so tired of the mental flashbacks. I'm 4 months out from our separation and I'm so sick of the flashbacks. They still haven't stopped. If I get bored at all throughout my day, the flashbacks happen again and my stomach drops and I'm drained of energy. I brought it on myself by trying to keep her in my life for the sake of our child. I should have known it would constantly escalate. She said multiple things after we separated that have traumatized me. I feel pathetic that I'd be traumatized by such petty things, but they were my worst fears throughout our marriage. I always had a fear she was cheating on me with her 2 married friends. Turned out it was true, and I found out after we separated. She was just emotionally cheating, but after she left me they immediately moved in together, and of course you know where it went. During arguments she'd tell me about she was going to duck them and how excited she was for the wife to give her permission to take it to the next level. She'd tell me about how good he was at ducking and how she was excited to be next. It makes me want to vomit. I'm so tired of having flashbacks of her saying that it's been 2 months since we last talked about anything except our child. I never did anything to deserve the way she treated me. She is a monster. She is trash. I don't understand how she's happy living the way she is. I want her out of my ducking head. We only speak during child drop-offs, but my mind still goes back to the she said, and it devastates me still today, even though I want nothing to do with her. Update: is there ever an excuse to cheat? I'm a believer there is never an excuse to cheat, emotionally or physically, regardless of how bad abusive a partner is. If you want or need to leave a relationship, just leave and get support wherever you can without cheating. However, I've seen a lot of people in other forums arguing it is justifiable to cheat if the partner is neglectful or abusive. They cite arguments like some people can't get the courage to leave abusive relationships until they have the support of a new partner, etc., which requires at least emotional cheating. I'm just curious on what are others' opinions on this. Update: justifying cheating because husband plays a lot of video games. I've noticed a trend of people justifying cheating or excusing it because the husband plays a lot of video games. It really bothers me because I played a lot of video games and I really beat myself up about it when my wife cheated and left. In my situation, I was working full-time, and before the marriage ended I was working 2 jobs, finally making enough money to get all the things we've always wanted. I'd spend about 2 hours a day with my kid and wife, and we'd go out for activities about twice a week on weekends. The rest I was either working or unwinding with computer time. She was the full-time parent. This is what we said we wanted early in our relationship, and we'd finally built up to it. Some people have told me I checked out of the marriage and that I was a horrible husband. I always provided for her to be able to be a full-time parent. That's what we both always wanted, was one of us to be able to stay home with the kid. I offered multiple times to switch roles if she wanted to work full-time while I take care of the kid, but she never wanted to. I never checked out, she did. I loved her intensely and was doing what I thought was best for the growth and security of our family. I would tell her I love her every time we talked. I would call her beautiful and thank her for everything she did. But because I played video games after working 2 jobs, apparently I'm a bad and neglectful husband. Some examples of comments I've seen: you checked out so she looked for love elsewhere, just move on, as if playing video games trivializes the cheating. You obviously don't care about her, so divorce is best for you. And on and on. I hate this stigma we have against husbands who play video games. As long as you are doing your part in the marriage, and as a father, there is nothing wrong with playing video games to unwind. For some reason it's socially acceptable to scroll Facebook or TikTok all day, but video games suddenly make you a bad partner. Duck that, and duck people who justify betrayal because of someone's particular hobby. Update: just learned I was cheated on my entire marriage, needing advice. I always suspected she was cheating with them, and I accepted that after she monkey branched to them 7 months ago. But yesterday she finally admitted the affair, and it was going on much longer than I thought. It was going on since the year we got married 5 years ago. She admitted to selfishly lying and even admitted to gaslighting me. The emotions are now truly coming forth. I feel almost like I'm in a dreamlike state. My whole marriage was a lie. I considered 2016 the good years, but in reality that's when the affair began. She doesn't feel true remorse. She is a monster. However, her life has been absolutely destroyed by her actions. She's poor, friendless, and will likely lose custody of her child. The horrible images I have involuntarily of them having time together, it was all true, before and after we separated. I need a plan to heal, as I feel totally aimless right now. I feel mostly numb, slightly down, with the occasional image of them together after our wedding, which makes my stomach drop and emotionally drains me to the point I have to lay down. I'm reaching out asking for a good structure plan to get past this. Update: cheated right after we got married for 2 years. I am just disgusted and so angry. Not really angry about her cheating anymore. The image of them together doesn't bother me much anymore. They are all three disgusting to me and they've absolutely demolished their lives all by themselves. Now they're all three at rock bottom and alone. But, I am angry about the damage she has caused me. I did not find out about the 2-year affair until 6 years later. We decided to have a kid together after years of working up to it. It is repulsive that she agreed to have a kid with me knowing our relationship was built on a lie. She knew if I found out about the affair I would have divorced her in 2016, but she permanently bound us together with a child, basically ensuring we would both be single parents one day. She watched as I befriended, hugged, and even gave money to the man when he was struggling, not knowing that she was sleeping with him for 2 years. She let him babysit our child and everything. It just makes me so sick, and now I'm a single father because of her. I love our child so much, but being a single father is so difficult on top of working full-time. She's apologized, but it means nothing. She will never feel anything close to the pain I've been put through. Story 5. My wife finally admitted to cheating on me. Me and my wife have been married for 10 years and have 4 kids together. It has been a while since I have been expecting something was up. She didn't go out with people or anything, but she was different. I started to follow her location on the iPhone, and this morning she was with someone. I confronted her about it, and after me asking her to be honest millions of times, she finally said the words, "Yes, I cheated on you." I feel horrible, I feel betrayed, sad, I feel like my world is crashing down on me. In a day my family and my marriage were broken just like that. I just wanted to know how men that have been cheating on have dealt with the situation. How did you feel the day and night you found out about the cheating, and how were the following days, weeks? What should I expect emotionally, physically and mentally? Anything will help. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, wow, that's brutal, man. We did not have any kids. I just had a complete breakdown, but not in front of her. I ghosted for 5 days and she went crazy. You have a family and have to be stronger than you have ever been in your life. I would greyrock and get your financials in order. Get an appointment with a lawyer as soon as possible. Op answer: how do you feel the very first day and night when you found out about the infertility? Have you recovered from it? And if so, how long did it take you to feel like the world was crashing down on you? Redditor 2, I don't think you've plumbed the depths of her betrayal yet. Get all your kids paternity tested. Also STD tests for yourself and wife. You need to find out how deep this rabbit hole goes. My neighbor who discovered his twins weren't as just packed up and left forever. Had a haunted look when he told me what happened. Sorry to hear she did this to your family. Op answer: all my kids look identical to me, so I know there isn't a worry there. My question to you is, the first day and night you found out about the infidelity, what were you feeling? What did you do? Will I ever be okay again? Because my life feels like it ended. All the future plans, ideas were with her and our family, and now all that is gone. Redditor 3, it is crushing. I lost 35 pounds, I only weighed 185 and was emotionally destroyed. Looking back, I can't believe I was able to hold on to my job. I describe it as feeling paralyzed for the majority of the day for months. I would just sit and stare at my computer, unable to do anything. Talking about it helped me immensely. Talking to friends, to family, to my therapist. The only path to healing is to deal with it, to go through it. I'm sorry you joined the worst club on earth. Hold on to your self-respect. Stay strong. Op answer: how did you feel the very first day and night you found out about the cheating? I am currently 7 hours into this new world and I just feel like this is gonna last forever. I need some hope. Redditor 4, time to visit a lawyer. File for divorce. Get paternity test for all. Standard for you. I will tell you, if you try to reconcile, you will never quite trust her. Trust me. My ex cheated with 3 different men before she left me and married the 3rd man. Every time I tried to forgive and move on, it never was back to before the betrayal. Op answer: did you have kids with your ex-spouse? And if so, how did you deal with that? My main concern now is to hurt my kids as little as possible. I want to protect them from all of this.